I recently visited the Disney 100 exhibition in London. This exhibition is currently touring the world, celebrating 100 years of Disney magic. Included are rare, invaluable production props, sketches, and interactive activities in celebration of everything from the movies, TV shows, and the Disney parks. Because I'm a giant Disney nerd, I thought it would probably be best to upgrade my ticket to VIP. At the beginning, you could pick up a Search Emblems collector card, a fun treasure hunt to keep the kids, and, well, adults as well, hunting throughout the exhibition. After passing the entrance, we passed a green screen photo opportunity, fairly standard thing for these types of events nowadays. After the photo shoot, we joined another queue with a countdown timer and the doorway which leads to the exhibition. This is quite a standard thing for many exhibitions and tours that I've noticed recently. Keeps the flow of guests moving at a steady pace. Just as the timer reached 1 minute, a Disney cast member from the archives appeared on the greeting video to welcome us in. When the timer hit 0, in we went to be greeted by this stunning room. The lighting and the immersion in here was fantastic. And a welcome video was played with a re-rendered video of Walt and Mickey. Next, we walked into a narrow corridor of sketches and cells with videos projected onto screens within the display. There were some really lovely pieces here. Early sketches of Oswald Rabbit, an awesome telegram to Roy O. Disney from Walt, which was awesome to see. There was also some really cool sketches from Steamboat Willie included in the storyboards. You then enter a large open space with giant crystal-shaped structures and projections on them in the middle of the room. But this looked really cool, and after all, we know Disney are amazing at 3D mapping, from the fireworks shows at the parks. In the centre of the crystals were a pile of storybooks, which you could access digital sample versions of on the touchscreens below, while pieces of artwork from the books were displayed on the crystal monoliths around you. Around the room were little silver blocks shaped similarly to the monoliths in the middle. Inside them were pretty cool props, such as this Sleeping Beauty book, which was used from the opening title sequence to the Dutch version of the film, and a crystal slipper from the live-action Cinderella. The perimeter of the hall included cases with displays of original and replica art and props. There were some awesome sketches here, including some cells from Fantasia, a reference prop from Snow White, and this incredible carousel horse from Mary Poppins, which was really cool to see. One thing I did really love was the use of the type of glass, which was ultra-low reflexivity, meaning it almost looked like there was no glass there at all, separating you from the incredibly cool relics that were behind them. My favourite thing in the room, though, was this book of Mary Poppins in the Park from P.L. Travers to Walt, and producer Bill Washer's script from the making of the film. They were really cool to see. There was also lovely Pepper's Ghost snow globes with birds fluttering around inside, which was really cute. The next part started to look more at the building of maquettes for references from the films, but also included these great little pieces of Cogsworth and Lumiere from the remake of Beauty and the Beast. They were really cool. There was a whole wall dedicated to Cruella, including a dress worn by Emma Stone in the live-action film. A film that I actually liked a lot more than I anticipated. There was also a lovely wall of all things Ariel, including a costume as worn by Halle Bailey from the live-action version of The Little Mermaid, and of course, a super important dingle hopper for combing one's hair. The next section was pirates. My God, I love pirates. Look at this ship in a bottle. Looks like it's sailing. I feel like I need one of these in the house. Here's a costume worn by Keira Knightley from At World's End. I just love all of the Pirates of the Caribbean films. They're just so piratey. In the glass case was a skipper outfit worn by Dwayne Johnson, and you know what? I'd heard he was a big fella. But yeah, I stood next to this outfit and you get a real feel for how huge he really is. This was a cool prop. I had to solve a puzzle to reveal this prop. It's Jack's compass, the very one used in the first instalment of the films. That is proper treasure right there. There was another puzzle which revealed a wooden plank from the National Treasure film, Book of Secrets. I loved these projections of Peter Pan. There was some great atmosphere in this area, and that really added to it, even though it's just a simple thing. Now on to Star Wars. Disney Star Wars, of course. My friend was outraged at this, actually, and a distinct acknowledgement of Star Wars prior to Episode 7. But you know, I'm fine with it, I get it. And also, I loved Episodes 7 to 9. I really loved this, and seeing one of the Jedi books, that was really cool to see. The best thing here, though, of course, was a lightsaber, held by Mr. Mark Hamill himself. Just wow, brilliant. Next in line was some acknowledgement to Marvel, with a range of helmets from various heroes. But opposite was this beauty, a display all about Disney's educational entertainment fantasy series about space. Of course, I was attracted to this immediately. The narration was beautiful and included a little speaking box with some of the original shows narrated by the same chap who voiced the Haunted Mansion in the parks, Paul Frees. The next section was all about music and composition and included a display with cabinets filled with original scores and sketches from moments of musical interlude. I also loved these stunning sketched storyboards from Fantasia. Fantasia used to creep me out as a kid, but I've kind of made peace with it in recent years. There was a section on special effects next. I also find these incredibly interesting. How you can take regular household items and just bring a story to life by jingling and banging them around. These people are pure magicians of immersion. We wandered on to the next section, where we were greeted with an acknowledgement to the natural world and the way in which Disney produced Oscar-winning documentaries based around bringing nature from around the world into your home. Imagine back then, this was the first time people were seeing any such thing as this. I did, however, wonder if this was a real Oscar. If so, that's really cool to see, but I imagine it's not. On to the next section. It was all about the advancement of technologies, including this incredible Pixar machine from the 90s. Some interactive tables, which didn't really work so well. And some animatronic displays you could sort of interact with. Finally, we finish in the room I'd been waiting for, the parks. They had some great stuff in this room. A huge concept sketch from Disneyland, a great script annotated by Walt himself for the entrance word into the parks, showing his meticulous nature of making sure that every word landed just right. After that, it was time to head to the gift shop, but just before we did, there was a cool section which showed some merchandise from throughout the years, including this truly horrifying Mickey plush, which is going to give me nightmares for weeks if I'm honest. There was a final photo opportunity with Walt and Mickey holding hands in the classic partner statue way. This was in a cool projection room once more. Then, right at the very end, roll credits and head to the gift shop, which was quite disappointing. Yeah, I love a gift shop and the quality was quite poor, particularly when you compare it against the quality of merchandise that you see in the parks. There was some really cool stuff and on the surface it looked great, and I bought a t-shirt to remember the experience, but largely it was lackluster for me, I think. And that was it. We were done. A final goodbye to Goofy, a bottle of free water with our VIP badges, and we left. I think looking back, it was okay. There was some great parts, but I feel like it could have been so much more. The Jurassic Park tour that was also in this space boasted incredible immersive exhibitions and displays, and this was more like a museum of things, which I'm not entirely convinced if all of them were real and the actual things. Many of them were labelled with as used by or original item, but some of them said replica. And then there was some that said nothing at all, which kind of made me think that they're maybe just replicas as well. I think given this is a touring exhibition, I can understand why they didn't have so much impact as what you might see in the parks, but it's still good to see it. I'm pleased I went. I'm not sure that the VIP entry was entirely worth it. Again, the quality of the pin badge was almost plastic-like, unlike the pin trading stuff, which is really good quality. And the lanyard was a nice thing to have, but I'm not entirely sure that the rest of the perks were worth it. Have you been? What did you think? Let me know in the comments below. And if you found this video helpful, please do hit the like and subscribe button. I've got some great quests coming up, and I don't want you to miss out. Until the next quest, have a great time, and I'll see you then.